Welcome to my energy update. And before I get into this energy update, I wasn't going to record today. I was literally just going to go off radar because it's really hard for me to do this video today. I've had something massive happen to me over the weekend, and I don't want to share it now because I'm going to let it process, and I will do another energy update kind of video on the medicine that came through. It's so big and it's so massive that I'm still in my feelings with it, and it's still like a lot of drama. So I'm just letting it just move through so I can embody the medicine, as it were. And then I'll be able to share with you exactly what went down. And today, I mean, it started really big on Saturday. And that's what this energy update is actually all about in a very general sense. The energy that blew in on Saturday off the back of the Mercury retrograde. Huge, massive, unbelievable. Can't write this stuff. So what went through on Saturdays, I've only just come up for air not even moments ago with it, but I know what the medicine in it is, and it's really deep and it's really big. So once the drama has subsided and I've embodied the lessons, as it were, I'm going to do another video when I get to the UK, and I'm going to share with you exactly my findings, and it'll be free from drama, full of medicine. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to let that move through before I share with you. But this video is still actually kind of about what went over the weekend, but it's the top layer. So I'm going to just get into it, because I'm telling you now, there isn't one person I haven't spoken to that has gone through something really, really tremendous this weekend, and it kind of like kicked off on Saturday. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? If you didn't, blessings, man, because you didn't want to feel it. You didn't want to feel it. So, of course, Mercury is very much at play. Travel, relationships, communication, all of the things. That's pretty much everything I got tapped with. But yeah, everything's in retrograde. A lot of Aries energy around with these retrogrades as well. What did I say the other day? I've written it down. We had Saturn, which went into retrograde, which is basically with Aries on the 13th of July. And then we had Neptune on the 4th of July, which is also retrograde Aries. So it's like Aries is like the god of war. It's the Mars energy. You know what I mean? So it's very fiery. It's very sort of like it's kind of like in Earth time. If you want to equate it to a god, it is the god of war. So who does that sound like? Sekhmet's all around. And as we move into Lion season, which is about now, we're moving into Sekhmet's territory, which is Lion's Gate. So all of this is in preparation for the big jump. The big jump. Well, we're already kind of like, we've already leapt and we're in the air. We're just kind of like figuring out our landing. And that's what it's going to be like as we move through August, right? But let's get into the points, and let me share with you what I can share so far. So number one, challenged to choose your joy. I still stand fast that we are still in juicy July, and the darkest pains gives you the biggest rewards, right? We know that. And I think the difference is going through this massive hit of energy, and it's brought up a lot of shadow stuff, a lot of physical like life lessons that you've had to put into play. So it really is, it's not just deep internal shadow stuff, it's actually physical situations that you've had to deal with, which has triggered the bejesus out of you. And that's like the final test, to stand in your power and go, no is a complete sentence. And it's all about boundaries. So a challenge to choose your joy. In that is the absolute infinite flow of juice. You know what I mean? It's all there, right? So I am still saying juicy July. And because I've anchored into that, it's helped me just see the crack of light still guiding me. And today I've come out of it and I'm like, stay with that anchor. That is like, and I'm saying this for myself as well, stay with that anchor of juicy July and beyond, because you've got August, which is victorious August. That's something that came to me the other day. These phrases just come, and they don't come for no reason. And victorious August is going to be very much to do with lion energy, Sekhmet, and sovereignty. So we've gone from the magic of May, transformation. We've moved through into joyous June, okay, which is where we started to really connect with Hathor. Juicy July, low hanging fruits, middle world. Let's do it. Now we're being challenged to actually deal with the problems and the issues we haven't dealt with in physical form in that middle world. So it's almost like as if we've come back into the middle world because we've arrived here. That was a gifting to us by the Capricorn moon. We're like, yeah, we've gone through the stars, we've gone through the death. Now we're in the middle world. But like in the middle world, there was still some stuff that was undealt with. So we got to deal with physical problems if we're coming to the physical timeline, right? Which is the Middle Earth. Okay. So that's kind of like the final initiation. And I think all of this stuff, having to stand up to people, find your voice, physically deal with situations which aren't aligned with you at all. I think that is that really, really does tell us that we've moved into the new earth timeline. And behind all of that, you're claiming your power back from that person, that situation, or whatever's going down. That's the juice. That's the low hanging fruit. So we mustn't get it twisted that, you know, Juicy July is all about somebody giving you $1 million, or do you know what I mean? Or just whatever, you know, it's all about the, you know, think deeper with it, think more broad, you know what I mean? Because the juice is actually in the joy when you accept your reality, stand in your power, put your boundaries in, and then you've got a step ladder to pick that fruit from the tree. So you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not always going to come with a bow around it. You got to work for it a little bit, right? So now that's all about boundaries. Boundaries have been challenged massively. Now, as spiritual light workers, starseeds, we have none. I know some of us do, some of us don't, but let's face it. Show me a spiritual person that is basically, you know, like, okay with boundaries. But then that's the whole of humanity, I think, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because I've set boundaries in my life and people have just happily stepped over them. Why is that? Because I haven't backed it up from in here. I can say it and say, do not cross my fence, my perimeter fence. You walk in, well, how did that happen? I told them not to do that because you haven't got the energy or the strength inside to back it up energetically. So the boundaries have been challenged. We can't go onto the new earth timeline or step into sovereignty if that is lacking. Sekhmet won't have any of it. She's having none of it. Absolutely none of it. You know what I mean? So we have to have that, right? Other people's drama, okay? So it really is. Sorry, I just looked like, literally like I've just stepped out of bed. I've been to war this weekend. My hair shows you that's exactly what's happened. It shows in the hair. So anyway, moving on, carrying on. Other people's drama, you know, it's like, you know, the boundary comes. I'm such a giver. And I'm like, oh, shame. But then all of a sudden I'm withering away because I've drained my energy because I'm so invested in helping that person. But don't take kindness for weakness. That's the boundary. So at some point you got to call it. You got to cut it. You got to call it. Boundary in. Boom, done. Does it feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. That means that tells you that you're doing it right. When you feel really okay with what you've done and it's like, yeah, it's chilled, it's because what you've always done is the same. But when you put a boundary in or something that you have to put in which you're not used to, when it feels super uncomfortable, you know you're going in the right way. Remember, magic only ignites at the end of your comfort zone, right? And taking risk ignites the magic, and taking risk is actually stepping out of your comfort zone. So when you're feeling like that and you're putting a boundary and you're super uncomfortable and you feel like a horrible person or whatever it might be, then you've got 2 thumbs up from spirit. Well done. You passed the test, you know, and this goes, we have been working together for ages on YouTube, have we not? All working with, all of us together with the chaos and the calm, right? Even last year, we were doing the classrooms on this, you know? And this is what's being challenged, like really challenged. If you want to look at the ultimate, to be in the middle world and squeeze the juice and pick your fruit from the low hanging, you know, from the tree, from the low hanging branches, you know, the world is full of chaos. That's what the energy of it is. That's its makeup. So you need to be able to live in it. You've got to be a master at holding your center and, you know, stepping back from the chaos. How do you step back from the drama and the chaos and other people's shit is a boundary, but the boundary is by choosing joy. Right? It's not always necessarily about fisticuffs saying do not and da-da-da-da. It's actually saying, no, I'm not choosing this. I'm not choosing you. And I'm not choosing all the shit that goes with it because it doesn't make me feel good. You book out and you go and dance like nobody's watching to your best song. Do you know what I mean? That's joy. Go to the gym if you love doing that. Go walk the dogs. Just book out. Go walk the dogs. What makes you really happy? Go leave the house and go buy a cake. You know? So choosing the joy is the boundary, if that makes sense, right? Number 2. This is the final preparation before we shift. But let me tell you, it's complete closure on the old timeline, and it's layers upon layers upon layers. So, you know, we really are being prepared for Lionsgate. Like I said, we were already kind of in it. Opens on the 26th of July, and then goes all the way, peaks on the 8th of August. It doesn't close on the 12th. It does. The energy is very much around for the whole of August. You will feel it. You will feel it. I find it ramps up actually up to the 12th. I find that. And I find the whole month of August is lion territory, right? So I can feel Sekhmet coming in hot. I know, do you know why I know she's coming in hot? Because she has given me last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever, massive inspiration on the teachings that she once taught. And we're going to be working with the 7 arrows of Sekhmet. She's already given me the directive. She's always said, this is what we're doing. And when I get intel and directive from Sekhmet like that, she coming in hot. She's coming in hot. When she's got something specific to teach and it's happening, get ready, be ready. Now, for those of you that are coming to me, coming to Egypt with me to the Sekhmet pilgrimage, you know, that pilgrimage is part of this. You know, you are being prepared to go and meet her in Egypt, because it's about sovereignty, it's about authority, it's about finally claiming it all. So it makes more understanding that the boundaries need to be set, because you can't be an upholder of Ma'at or a follower of Sekhmet or a priest or priestess of Sekhmet if you don't have boundaries. And even I'll put my hand up to that. She's given me an absolute arse kicking and said, right, we're sorting this out now, but timing is everything. It was this weekend that I passed the last test that Sekhmet gave me, and it's really uncomfortable, but I did it, you know what I mean? But I chose my calm while I had to deal with the chaos, not my circus, not my monkeys, right? So like that Lion's Gate is going to be coming in hot. So I'm going to be ramping that up very, very soon and preparing our beings and our energies for that. And for those of you that haven't signed up on the group yet for Sekhmet, maybe the initiation is going to come with a pre-initiation through Lion's Gate, and Sekhmet's going to be whispering in your ear, and then you're going to come for like the ultimate of the crowning of the glory, and we meet in Egypt for Sekhmet's pilgrimage. You know, that timed out that group for good reason. Remember, I didn't do any Egypt trips this year. And I took a break, and this is what she's come through with. Boom. No more tablets of like classic tour, sacred Sekhmet pilgrimage. So even I look at the synchronicity of that and go, whoa, what's she calling us all up for? What is the significance of it being in 2026? What is the significance of that? You know, looking at all the timing of everything. So I'm in a bit of a other world, like, wow, even I get humbled every single moment, you know, happy for it, you know? So now the next point number 3. Choose your joy and calm in every moment. Kind of, well, it's not really a point because I've just kind of been through it on the previous subject matter. So yeah, choosing your joy. So like I say, in all of this chaos, right, we've done classes, we've hung out, and we've kind of looked at Ptah, who's about creation, and Sekhmet's about destruction. Then we looked at Hathor, and Hathor was all about healing Horus's eye with her mother's milk, and she's all about the heart and unconditional love. And you know, Horus can be quite impatient and quite rah-rah, a little bit Aries energy actually. And you know, he was calmed down and embodied by the help of Hathor. So there's these chaos and these calm play out all the time. Look at Nephthys and Set. Nephthys was married to Set. Set's the god of chaos. Do you know what I mean? So there's this play out in everything, but love always wins. And the calm comes from the heart, right? And the calm comes from the joy. So if you elevate to yourself to that timeline and go, do you know what? There's nothing for me to know here. You can go into the shadows and try and meet it toe to toe, but then you'll go into shadow work again. So what needs to be done here? Because we've done all of that. What could you be being called to do differently? Joy. That's it, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? Why would we be banging on for these past months, dancing to Marie's DJ mixes and all of us going, juicy joy? You know what I mean? All of that, you know? So this is definitely requiring a different approach, because you've done the shadow work. You've done the work. You've done the work. You deserve to be here. So what else is there? Joy. So we revert back to the original plan, right? So now, number 4, final point, taking your power back, right? Because in every moment, you are stressed about that person, that situation, that something, that illness, no, whatever. You're giving power to it, right? So if you feel that you are giving more than you're receiving, then it has to be balanced. It has to be balanced. And you could stay with that situation and just say, well, you know what? I'm giving more than I'm receiving. Could it be you that's just blocking yourself from receiving from the situation? That'll balance it up. Or is the situation just wrong and you're just basically giving and you shouldn't be, period. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel that there's going to be a lot of review, because we've been talking about reviewing a lot of things. It's going to be a lot of review of you looking around your life, seeing where that is playing out. And remember what I said in other videos, any energy I have given away or left behind, I call back to myself now. That's going to be your favorite mantra as we move through Lion season. Any energy I have given away or left behind, I call back to myself now. Right? The I am prayer. You know, there is a beautiful chant that I sung in Egypt. And those of you that walked with me in Egypt in last year, I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I sing that all day. And today I did it when I was feeling really shit. And then somebody gave me a parking space. So I was like, winner. But I mean, the I am presence will take you straight up to your highest timeline. Joy, highest timeline, good music, nice cream cake, whatever it takes to get you up there. But in seriousness, I am presence and I am prayer, along with that mantra I just said, any energy I've given away or left behind, I call back to myself now, right? So now, now this is a final message from Isis, because Isis has also been in the mix. My goodness, I've had so many energies in. That's why it's been so overwhelming as well, because this is what happens when you close on a cycle. You get an influx of noise and energy. You will feel like you're going a little bit into psychosis because they're all talking at the same time, because you're going into this next level of ascension to descent, because you're doing it in the body, right? So Isis has been very much up front and center, because I'm about to hold my Tablets of Light group in Avalon. So it's very Magdalena, very Isis, very Yeshua. Yeshua has been, gosh, there needs to be another video from this. He's been talking about boundaries, cleansing, and joy, basically. So this is a big thing. I can't even share that because this video is going to be too long. I'm gonna have to break it up, because I just want you to receive this medicine first of all, because I do appreciate that if you have been going through some stuff, you're gonna be super overwhelmed, and that's okay. That's all right, but you're not on your own, right? Because I'm here going through it as well. So Isis basically said, and it just clicked in. This is not rocket science. It's not something you don't know, but I heard it back and I was just like, this makes so much sense to me. So basically, like, when you are in a situation which really is not very pleasant, whether it's a certain place you're living, a physical place, whether it's a feeling that you're in, what's the thing that we always get told, right? Don't resist it. So how do we not resist it? We allow it just to take place and space. Now, what I've been doing and what I've always done is I take the story away and I just feel what I'm feeling. And when I take the story away, and I allow my body just to show me what I'm feeling, it's just a feeling. It's not a very nice one, but it doesn't have a story to it, which keep looping. So when I push the story away, which is just the mind wanting to be busy and have a job to do, take that away. Go into how you feel, and it's just like, and where do you feel it? And you just sit with that. That's all you have to do. And you just allow it. And then what you do is you just start to bring some heart breaths to that feeling. You really open up your heart. There's a wonderful meditation I've recorded, which is mental alchemy. Go look it up in the meditation bit. And it helps you open up the heart and take the lid off so everything can evaporate. Because right now you're stuffing it down. So that is how we alchemize our lower vibrations to higher vibrations, right? But Isis was showing me, and I'm going to give you the perfect example. This house, I've spoken about it, came back from England last time, and my kids have left home, absolute grief stricken. I'm now in this house on my own where there was a full family here. My husband hasn't even been here. Animals died. It was just like, oh, this was a horrible house. And I couldn't leave it either. I was just like, and then winter hit and I was like, well, this is just shit. So I sat in my grief. I sat in my pain. I wanted to run and hide from this house. Just wanted to leave. Couldn't. So I just, every day I was like, no, you're here. No, you're here. And then when I stopped resisting, I was like, fine. Okay. So I accepted it. And then acceptance took me through into loneliness. Then a loneliness took me through into numbness. And then I just sat in numbness for ages. And then I started to get my joy, because I started to just do some DJ mixes at home, eat whatever food I want. Do you know what I mean? Go to bed when I want. No one here to answer to, no school run to do. I flipped it and I changed it into a place which I absolutely love now. I love this house. I love this space, right? So what did I do right there is I brought love to, I alchemized it. I brought love to a space that was painful. And that's what Isis does. She brings love to places of pain, right? So does the Magdalens. So whatever you're in, trust your power. You're a fucking badass bloody alchemist. And you go into that energy because you know you can change it, because you are Juicy July. But you got juice. So you go into that energy and you shine it from the inside out, and you alchemize your space until you change it into what you want it to be, which is high vibes, right? You can do that. And that's what I did for this house. And just penny dropped. I was like, wow, okay. One more thing to share with you, because I know this is a long video. While I was sat in all of this trauma over the weekend, which I will share the story and the medicine on the next video, but I was going through some big stuff, right? And I sat in front of my altar right there for hours, okay? And I mean, like, actually, I need to share this with you. Hold that thought. Okay. I have a rose on my altar, which is like, now that's a rose, isn't it, people? Look at that one. It's massive. Okay? I got these roses during this time, and they're all flipping huge. Standard size rose. flipping massive. So this rose here was speaking to me because it was so open. It's just beautiful. And I stared. I sat in the sun as it went to sunset, and then it went to nighttime. And I just sat in front of my altar, because this is my mother altar. And what came through was Mary Magdalene. She started to speak to me about the rose and what I was feeling, the pain I was feeling. So and then I channel wrote something. And this is what she said. Your pain is in those petals. Allow the presence of your pain to be felt, acknowledged, and seen. This allows the petals to unfurl. The unfurling of your rose shows the beauty in your pain and the wisdom in the wounds. And this will only be known when one allows the unfurling of your petals. Only then will one witness the beauty in such things. Well, joy, that's your joy. In there, that's life. And down there, this one hasn't got it. We got like thorns. That's life, okay? But when we go through the thorns, we get that. And we're just like ever decreasing, ever expanding circles, aren't we? That's actually the teachings of the rose lineage, to be honest. But I was just like, wow, and I got such healing from that. So this is my share for today. I'm about to go and be Dora the Explorer, and I'm about to hightail it over to the UK, and I'm about to go and hold space over there. And I'm going to share with you when I get on that side. But I wanted to do this video just to reach out, because maybe I needed to do this video more for me now, how I'm feeling. So thank you. Thank you for receiving me. Anyway, my darlings, I'm going to leave that with you. And if you're still going through it, don't worry. Don't worry. There's a method in this madness, as they say. A method in this medicine. Anyway, love to you all, always. Peace.